What's up, guys? It's Mian. I'm back with another video. It is hot in here. I'm sweating and I'm just sitting here. But that does not matter in the slightest because we're here to talk about the NASCAR Cup Series race at Michigan. A race that had to be delayed a bit due to rain. And Kevin Harvick does it. 65 race winless streak snapped. He finally goes back to victory lane at Michigan. We'll get into that later, as well as talking about the guy who finished in second, because I have a lot to say. We'll get to that later. With all that being said, though, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future videos and streams, and make sure to use code ANJJ for $5 off on orders of $30 more at Circuit Diecast, as well as using the code as well as using the link down below to see Lavender's random fantasy picks if you have Twitter. So let's jump into this. So, Bubba freaking Wallace, gets his first career NASCAR Cup Series pole position going to Michigan. Fucking huge. Like, that is incredible. Okay? As I said, race delayed a bit due to rain. Logano had a bit of debris on his car early, on the front of his car early. Wallace pretty much led up to the competition caution at lap 20. Austin Hill makes contact with Cody Ware on pit road. And then the first incident caution of the day in turns 1 and 2 on the first lap after the restart. Cindric, Almirola, Kyle Busch, Todd Gilliland, Michael McDowell, Harrison Burton, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and J.J. Yeley all involved. Yeley had a massive checkup, which caused McDowell to fall back into a 3-4, almost 5-wide situation. I believe Yeley was one of the cars that had stayed out during the competition caution. And then from there, drivers got turned. Yeley turned Almirola, got loose, got in Almirola. Almirola got turned. And then he came down and he turned Cindric and McDowell at the same time. Cindric gets sent head-on into the wall. Luckily, everybody would be okay, of course. And Kyle Busch would get caught between Cindric, McDowell, and Yeley. Burton and Gilliland got turned on the bottom. Gilliland spun up track. Gibbs making a little contact with Cindric as he started to slide, but did not get hit himself. He managed to get out of it. And Elliott avoided making contact with Gibbs from behind. Cindric, Busch, Stenhouse Jr., Almirola, and Yeley would be done for the day. McDowell, Burton, and Gilliland would start at the back for pitting under closed pit. And Burton would unfortunately be out due to the DVP, damaged vehicle policy. And Christopher Bell takes the Stage 1 victory. Hamlin second, Jones third, Truex Jr. fourth, Buescher fifth, Chastain sixth, Byron seventh, Harvick eighth, Logano ninth, and Briscoe going 10th. As far as where Wallace was, he came down during the caution to pit, and it seemed like when he was in clean air, the car was really fast. When he was in dirty air, it wasn't as fast, so he could only get back to like 13th at the end of Stage 1. Ty Gibbs stays out along with Corey LaJoie, Josh Bilicki, Cody Ware, and BJ McLeod. The latter three would pit. Only Gibbs and LaJoie stay out completely. Green flag pit stop began around lap 83. Ross Chastain had uncontrolled tire penalty. Cole Custer has his left front tire go down. And then a fire gets caused under that side. Caution comes out as he's on the apron. He makes the pit road, parks it, gets out. Some cars had not pit yet under green flag stops, which is good for them, so they could pit under caution instead. And Bubba Wallace would get the free pass here, as he was on a lap down into this green flag cycle at that time. Custer's flat tire apparently caused by the rocker box, caught the rocker box, which is what caused the fire, or at least contributed to it. Custer was okay. Reddick said he might be blowing up, and he would pull out of line before the restart with his engine blowing up. He would have restarted fourth after this, on this restart. So props to him for getting out of the way. If he doesn't and that thing blows, like, who the fuck knows what would have happened. Gibbs puts himself right behind Chastain and they make bumper-to-bumper contact on the front stretch. Caution comes out. Noah Gragson, who had a really damn good day today. Him, Allmendinger, and Hemrick swap around in the 16 car for Colleague and Cup. And Gragson was running top 10 a good portion of the day. I think he qualified just outside the top 10, if I'm not mistaken. Unfortunately, he goes for spin, major right front damage, as well as right rear damage, or left rear damage, or something of that sort. Car and it looked crab walking. They thought the toe link was broken. It actually ended up being an upper control arm. His day, unfortunately, done. Gibbs gets in the wall, and Wallace managed to avoid Gragson, but it was very close. And Wallace remarked about that on the radio afterward. Reddick would take his car to the garage, and Denny Hamlin would win stage 2. Daniel Suarez second, Kyle Larson third, Christopher Bell fourth, Brad Keselowski fifth, Eric Jones sixth, Austin Dillon seventh, Alex Bowman eighth, William Byron ninth, and Joey Logano in 10th. Wallace just outside the top 10 at the end of the stage. So, Kyle Larson gets a speeding penalty. Austin Hill gets a commemorative wall too soon penalty. Green flag stops begin around with just under 50 laps to go. We get a caution. Christopher Bell and Ross Chastain get together off turn 4. Bell gets turned into the wall, right front tire down. What happened here, and you can't blame Chastain for this one. Chastain goes to the outside and Bell tried to block. Bell was not clear. He got turned. Not on Chastain. Pretty much a racing incident. And Bubba Wallace, who was behind them, managed to miss the wreck right in front of him. Bet you 10-1 he probably crapped his pants or came close. Drivers would pit here. Ty Gibbs gets a speeding penalty. Denny Hamlin gets 2 penalties. Safety violation and too many men over the wall too soon. Too many over the wall. I think he only got penalized for one of them officially, but regardless. Logano moves high at one point. Wallace forced to move high in front of Larson. Larson gets loose but stays straight. And Joey Logano kind of costed Bubba Wallace here. Now, Wallace did not have the greatest restart. I think he spun his tires a little bit, but he recovered. The thing is, with Logano, we've seen this in Michigan before. He knows how to block the fuck out of somebody using the air. I mean, he did it to Harvick back in 2020 in the playoffs. Or, that was at Kansas, if I'm not mistaken. That was at Kansas. But regardless, same concept. Dirty air there, kind of a little bit of dirty air here. And when Wallace did get around Logano with under 20 laps to go and over 4 seconds behind Harvick, unfortunately, he did not have enough time to run down and just really could not gain on him enough towards the end. He needed a caution. Blaney would scuff the wall with 8 to go, but barely did anything. Suarez falls off the pace with around 6 to go, 6 or so laps to go. Flat tire on the left front, makes it back to pit road. Not enough debris on the track to warrant a caution. NASCAR holds on to the flag. They don't throw it, so no trigger happy there. Harvick takes the white flag, and he wins for the first time in 65 or so races at Michigan. The 6th time he's won at Michigan in his career. And the funny thing is, every 3rd year since 2013, Joey Logano has won at Michigan. 2013, 2016, 2019. Harvick has won, I think, every other time in that span. I think he's won whatever. It's crazy. Like, Logano and Harvick have a stranglehold over Michigan the last several years. But Harvick gets it done. This is a huge moment. I mean, 2020, we all know what happened. Harvick, he has probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest season from a winning standpoint, of his career. Hamlin right beside him doing the same thing. We get to the round of 8. As I mentioned before, Kansas happens. He finishes second to Logano, dirty air, all that shit. Texas happens, and the race that wouldn't fucking end because Mother Nature's a bitch. And unfortunately, before all of that, he ends up getting the wall, I think in part because of the rain or mist or whatever, and he couldn't really recover. And then Martinsville happens, and, well, the rest is history. He doesn't make the Final Four. He doesn't win the championship. And last year, he goes completely winless. Granted, I think SHR fell off a bit. But regardless, so great to see Harvick win. Bubba Wallace gets his 4th top 10 finish in a row, the best run of his Cup career at any stage. Probably the best run of his career at all. This summer, look, Wallace has dealt with so much shit this year. So much shit. A lot of it coming from his pit crew. If the pit crew change with Kurt's team had happened a little sooner, maybe he would have a little more luck. But regardless, he's been on a tear these last 2 weeks. We've got 3 races left to go. And they acknowledged on the broadcast, he doesn't have to win at Michigan. He can take the momentum, take it into Richmond, a track where Toyota is really freaking good at. Although I would pay attention because Mark Truex Jr., it's either there or Watkins Glen. He's got to win. And we'll get into that momentarily. And then Watkins Glen, sure, Wallace isn't that great at road courses, but he's been getting better. Who knows? And then, of course, the big wild card, the regular season finale at Daytona. Remember, he finished second at the Daytona 500 this year. Almost fucking won the thing. And he's ran really well at Talladega. I think, if I remember correct, he either finished top 10 or he got involved in a wreck late, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, and of course, that's where he won last year. So he's got a chance. He has a chance. And now, with 15 winners left, with 15 winners so far this season, 3 races left, 1 playoff spot left for a driver who doesn't have a win yet. And look who is there. Okay? Right now, unofficially, Ryan Blaney is up 19 points on Martin Truex Jr. for the final playoff spot. As the standings sit right now, Chase Elliott's still out in front, of course, with 4 wins. Then you have Chastain, Logano, Byron, Reddick, and Hamlin with 2 apiece. Larson, Bell, Busch, Kyle, that is. Harvick, Bowman, Suarez, Briscoe, Siddick, and Kurt Busch with 1 win apiece. Of course, Kurt has missed the last few weeks. The team is hoping that he will be back for Richmond. If not, probably going to be Ty Gibbs in the car again. We'll see. And then, as I said, Blaney sits 16th, Truex Jr. 17th, with guys like Eric Jones, the aforementioned Wallace, Austin Dillon, and others on the outside looking in. The crazy thing being, 2 of the guys in the top 5 in points, Blaney and Truex Jr., both might miss out on, or both, at least one of them could miss out on the playoffs. Both, if neither get a win and one more driver does win, to make it a full 16. So, with that all out of the way, I want to address what Bubba Wallace said over the radio at the very end of the race. And I understand where it's coming from, because, he's been really hard on himself. But I want to read this quote to y'all, and I want to talk about it. He says, "Sorry, I fucking failed, y'all. Absolute fucking failure." Bubba, my guy, no. You're not a failure. At all. This was arguably one of the best races you've had of your entire Cup career. Probably one of the best races you've had in your entire career in any of the top 3 series. Let alone your racing career as a whole. You won the pole for the first time in the Cup Series. You led laps early. The car got tight on you, which arguably that happened to several of the Toyotas. But then again, Wallace is used to running near the front or getting towards the front on super speedways, not necessarily on the regular ovals. So this was I think a learning experience, and he did really well. Again, 4th top 5 finish in a row. 4th top 10 finish in a row. And I believe this is the 2nd top 5 finish he's had in this 4-race stretch, the other being a 3rd at my home track, New Hampshire. But my point is, Bubba, you're not a failure, dude. I know you're being hard on yourself. I know that's where that's coming from, but let me put it to you this way. You have momentum. We don't know what Richmond's going to look like in their 2nd run there. Who knows what NASCAR is going to change with the short track package and all of that. Maybe they do take the diffuser off. A lot of drivers have been clamoring for that, but you have momentum going into a Toyota, into basically a Toyota track. That's what Richmond is. If you can bring the speed you had today to Richmond, you might win another pole. Hell, you might even win. If not one of your teammates, Hamlin, Bell, Truex Jr., who fucking needs it, or Kyle Busch. You have Watkins Glen, which I know road courses are not your favorite, but you've been getting better. Who knows what the hell's going to happen there? Maybe take some lessons from Martin Truex Jr. He knows how to run up front there. Hamlin's won there before. And then Daytona, your bread and butter, the super speedway. Once you get out front, if you can stay up near the front, you've got a shot to win. Do not hang your head on 1 second place finish. As much as it may hurt, I promise you, better things are coming. You will get another win at some point soon. I can fucking feel it. It might be at Richmond. It might be at Daytona. It'd be a shocker if it was at Watkins Glen. If you don't make the playoffs this year, it's okay. So many guys have won races this season. There's a chance that, again, the top two of the top 5 in points might not make the playoffs. That's how crazy this season has been. But the bottom line is this. In the last few weeks alone, you have shown a massive, massive rebound from the shitstorm of a season you've had in terms of bad luck, pit crew failures, tire failures, all this other stuff. Don't be hard on yourself, man. Walk out of Michigan with your head held high and know that we got your back. You're going to get another win here soon. The finish that you take this momentum to Richmond and go get it done. I think you can do it. I know you can do it. Do it. With all being said, once again, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts down below. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future videos and streams. Make sure to use code ANJJ for $5 off on orders of $30 or more at Circuit Diecast. Make sure to use the link down below to see Planner's random fantasy picks if you have Twitter. I will catch you all next time. Peace.